Building a gaming PC doesn't have to be a big expense anymore. Today, we're about to unveil a gaming rig that won't break the bank, yet still delivers jaw-dropping performance. For just $600, you can own a gaming PC that will tackle even the most demanding games, delivering a smooth and immersive gaming experience. No more emptying your wallet just to enjoy top-notch gameplay. In this video, we're not only going to reveal the specs of the PC I've put together, but we're also going to equip you with the knowledge you need to choose your own components, especially when those irresistible sales come your way. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so we're gonna start by the build that I've made. So after a lot of research, this is the conclusion I came to that's the best build for $600. So let's start with the CPU. The CPU that I chose is the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. Sure, Intel has the best higher end CPUs. However, for the price range we're going for, AMD definitely takes the hat with that one. For medium builds, I feel like AMD has better quality for the price. So I'm a big fan of AMD for medium builds and low end builds as well. So yeah, the AMD Ryzen 5600X is a great option for a cheap PC. So moving on to the motherboard. The reason why I chose the CPU is precisely because of the motherboard. I could have gone with the 7600X, which isn't even that much more expensive. It's only 50 more bucks, but that would make the motherboard price go up too, because you'd have to get one of the most modern versions of the motherboard because it's not going to be compatible. If you downgrade to this CPU, which honestly for less 50 bucks isn't much worse, it's the other one's only slightly better. So at the end of the day, this is probably the best option between the two for the price. So that's why I chose this CPU for this motherboard. This motherboard has everything you need in a motherboard. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, but if you want Wi-Fi, you can always get one of them little USB adapters. But if Wi-Fi is really important to you, there's other options you can look into that probably be like $120, something like that. It wouldn't be too expensive. For our memory, we have 2 times 8 gigabytes DDR4 3200. This is more than enough than you need, and you can always buy more if you feel like this isn't enough for you. I personally believe that 16 gigabytes is more than enough. Now for our storage, we have a Samsung 970 EVO Plus 500 gigabytes. This is an SSD M2, so the speeds are higher than the normal SSD drives, and it's really not that expensive. This is the one I recommend for fast installation times, loading screen times. This is definitely a good option. You could also go with an HDD drive. That will be slower, but it will also be cheaper and you can get more storage. Again, you can just buy this now and upgrade your storage later. It's one of the easiest things to install in your PC. For our graphics card, we have the RX 600 and 6000. This video card is incredibly cheap for what it delivers. It's a really good graphics card for the price. I definitely recommend this one. The case is really up to your taste. I chose this one because it's cheap and it has a big enough space for all the components that I'm picking. That's something that you need to keep in mind. You need to make sure it's not a mini tower. It has to be a normal tower for everything to fit well. This is the Phanteks Eclipse. I'm gonna open it so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. It's a really nice looking case and it's also incredibly cheap. So yeah, this is a good option. Now for the power supply, I went with 600 watts. This PC should take about 500 watts to run, so there's a little bit of legroom. And it's also 80 plus gold certified, so it will save power. So yeah, this is the build that I've done. And next we're gonna be talking about how you can do your own components. Like maybe in your country there's cheaper ones, there's a sale going on and you wanna change these up. I'm gonna help you to do that. If you wanna build your own PC, or if you wanna just change a few components of what I picked, I'm gonna show you a few websites that will help you do just that. They're very easy to use, so I definitely recommend looking into these websites if you're looking to make some changes. Okay, so this is the first one. It's called PC Part Picker. All these websites will be in the description, so you don't have to worry about that. Here, you have all the components you can put. You can go ahead if you want to pick a CPU. You press on it, and you can write here whatever CPU you want. We chose the Ryzen 5 5600X for our build, so I'm going to press Add. There you go. Compatibility, see notes below. This is going to tell you if all the components you've picked are compatible. However, like depending on the order you pick, it's only going to give you options of things that are compatible. So keep that in mind. mind. Choose a motherboard. You go here, it's only gonna show up the motherboards that are compatible, but imagine you have one in mind, you can go ahead and type it here, like this one. I'll type this one in. They are compatible, otherwise they wouldn't show. So you can go ahead and add it. And it's that simple. You can do it with every single component, and it's gonna tell you if it's compatible. It's also gonna do this little graph of the CPU sockets, memory slots, like motherboard you picked. So this is a really good website. I would definitely recommend doing this even if you know what you're doing. Sometimes you may not remember that something's not compatible with something else, so I definitely recommend coming here. Now when you go back to the builder, you can go ahead and pick all the things you want changed. It will tell you if it's compatible or not. If you're in between two CPUs or GPUs, you don't know which ones to pick, there's a few websites that can help you with that. So this is the benchmark comparison. Imagine you're in between the 6600, which is the one we picked, with the 7600. This will tell you all the benchmarks. Obviously the 7000 will be technically better, but maybe the price isn't worth it. Here you can see how they do better compared to the other one and see if this is something that bothers you or not, if it's worth the difference in price. So this is really useful if you don't know which one to pick. For your CPU, there's also a website for that. They both will be in the description below. You can go ahead and write it here, like the one I picked the 5600X. I didn't know whether to pick the 7600X, and the price range is something. And when you look at it, the benchmarks aren't that much better. It doesn't really like make up for much more money you're gonna have to end up paying on the motherboard and the CPU itself for the results you're getting. So that's the 3 websites if you're looking to pick your own components. Now for the operating system. Obviously the PC is not going to come with an operating system, but you can get Windows 10 for free. It is free. However, activating it does cost money. If you want me to do a video on how you can install Windows 10 for free and also activate it for free, leave a comment in the description below and I'll make sure to get on it. It's incredibly easy. You don't actually need to spend $100 on Windows 10 or Windows 11. You can literally get it for free. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.